Now, the person we're interviewing today, his name is Donald. His wife, Mary, was murdered in their home. She had a gunshot wound to the head. The police think that he murdered his wife and then fled the crime scene. Well, I got a call from Donald early this morning telling me that he's innocent and he knows who actually killed his wife.
I'm sorry, but why are we interviewing a man who could possibly be the killer of his wife? Isn't it a little suspicious that he asked you specifically to clear his name?
Well, yeah, it's suspicious, but we're just here to see if the story checks out. I mean, if someone calls you and tells you that they're innocent, there's at least half a chance that they actually are. Remember, we're not basing our decisions solely on the information he gives us, but he may know something we don't.
Got it. Mr. McLeod, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity to accompany you on this investigation. I won't let you down.
Forget about it. You're the best intern we ever had here. You deserve this opportunity. Alright, now, remember, before we get in there, stay focused. Look for any odd gestures, changes in voice patterns, or inconsistencies in his story, and take note of it. Rule number one in this job, always stay focused.
Hello, Donald. I'm Fredrick McLeod, and as you know, I'm investigating this case. This is Shelly Langston. She will be my assistant while we conduct this interview. So, I guess, without further ado, let's get this started. So, Donald, or do you prefer Mr. Walt? Gill?
Your old friend.
Shelly, could you wait in the hall for a minute, please? I think there's been some sort of mistake here.
Sure. Take all the time you need.
Look, Fredrick, I didn't mean to trick you into coming here, but I didn't know who else to call.
After all the crap you put me through when we were living together, do you really expect me to help you now? You know I can't help you, right? I'm too close to this case, Gill. I hope for your sake you didn't call me just so I could let you off the hook.
No, that's the thing. Look, I didn't kill her. I got home from work and everything was out of order and somebody was trying to frame me. I saw someone there. Someone else did it.
You walk out on a release. You steal my money and my possessions. You don't even call to say you're sorry. But when you do call to say hi, this is what you come up with? Look, even if I wanted to help you, I couldn't. I'm too close to this case, Gill. You know what it looked like if I tried to help a wanted man who I just so happened to know? Face it, Gill. You're screwed.
Fredrick, please, come on. Look, I know I was a shitty person before, but I need your help. I'm begging you. I'm changed now. Let me make it up to you. I promise.
Continuing the investigation?
Yes, it's just a misunderstanding.
I understand that I'm just an intern, Mr. McLeod, but with all due respect, I don't think you should continue the case if you're this close to the victim.
Right.
Are you gonna ask me any questions or something like that?
Why should I trust you?
Look, Fredrick, I know this looks bad, but I didn't do it. I came home and I saw my wife murdered on the floor.
Where were you coming from?
From work.
At 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah, I guess so.
And what did you do when you saw your wife's murderer?
I was coming in through the front door.
Did you get a look at the killer?
No. He was wearing black and he moved so quickly, he left before I even got a good look at him.
So you're saying the perpetrator was a male?
I'm not sure.
Did you see anything else before you fled the scene?
No.
Shelly, let's go.
Wait. You can't go. I just told you I saw my wife be murdered.
I came here because you said you saw your wife's murderer. Now you tell me you saw them jump out of the window as you arrived. So, you expect me to believe that a mass murderer came into your home, killed your wife, without making an attempt on you, and then fled the scene without leaving behind any fingerprints or any other sort of evidence that would lead to anyone else except for you.
If you leave, I'm going to the authorities.
Fine. Then I never have to see you again.
I'll tell them that you helped me out. That when I called you for help, you reserved a hotel room for me. And you told me to be here.
Nice try, but I think you forgot, Shelly's in the room.
I suppose they'll overlook the fact that you and I used to live together. That you know me. If need be, I'll keep her quiet. Then, it'll be your word against mine. Look, I need your help. I'm begging you. I'm not going to ask you again.
Fine. Let's say for a moment, I believe you're as innocent as you say you are. Enlighten me then. Who do you think could have done this?
Why don't we just go sit down and figure that out?
Well, let's start from the beginning. How did you go about your day?
My day was pretty normal. I got up and made myself a small breakfast, and then I said goodbye to my wife and left for work. And work was the usual. I stayed after just to get ahead of things for Monday. And then I came home. And I saw her there. Dead. Lifeless. And I looked up and I didn't see who killed her.
Look, I know this is a difficult time for you, but we need to keep moving forward, okay? Now, did you get any personal calls or text messages that day?
She did message me around 8 p.m. She said that she was going out with her friends, and I didn't think much into it.
Did she say which friends?
No.
Okay, maybe there weren't any clues that day, but what about before the incident? Did your wife seem concerned about anything? Did you receive any unordinary calls or messages?
Now that I think about it, she did mention that she felt like someone was following her. I just thought it was a ludicrous idea.
What about you? Do you have any enemies that would want to go after your wife?
As you know, I do have a history of being a horrible person.
Oh, is that why you ran then? Because you can place the blame on somebody else?
I've been more than patient with your unwillingness to help me in my time of need. I get it. I was an asshole to you all those years ago, but I don't tolerate you treating my wife's death like a fucking joke.
The only thing that's a joke here is you. The only reason I'm here is because you tricked me and you blackmailed me into figuring out your wife's murderer. But you know what? After all of this,
I still think you did it. You know, I could just turn you into the police right now and walk away from this. But you need my help. And that is the only reason I'm here. To watch you squirming in misery. You pathetic piece of shit!
Stop it! I think we need to take a breather. Mr. McLeod, I'll stay here with Mr. Wallace. You go outside and get some air.
You believe me, don't you?
It's not my place to take sides. I do believe it's tragic that you lost your wife, Mr. Wallace. Mr. McLeod will return in a moment. Are you going to be calm enough to continue?
Have we met before? By chance?
I don't think we've had the pleasure. Mr. McLeod, I really don't think you should continue with this case. You obviously have a lot of baggage with Mr. Wallace, and I don't want you to risk your job over this situation.
I'm sorry you had to seem like that, Shelly, but I'm not gonna let him get one over on me this time.
Go back to the office. If you like, I can stay and try to get to the bottom of this.
It's a good idea. Show me what you got. You bring me some good information from him, and I can guarantee you a spot at the firm.
Where is he?
Mr. McLeod found it best that he remove himself from the situation. So I will be conducting the rest of this interview.
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Of course you wouldn't. I may be an intern, but I think I can carry out Fredrick's duties better than he at the moment. So if you're done doubting me, I would like to pick up where we left off. Do you have any enemies that would want to get revenge on you for something you've done in the past?
I already told you. I'm a changed man. Why would anyone take the time out of their busy schedule to come and hurt me?
Are you sure, Mr. Wallace? You can't think of one person.
What are you trying to get at?
The person you said your wife was worried about, the supposed stalker? Who do you think that could have been?
I don't know. Don't you think if I would have known, I would have already told you? Ever since you two came in this room, you've gotten nowhere. I'm starting to question your motives.
I don't know what you're expecting from someone who wants your head on a platter, but I can assure you that you will find out who killed your wife and why. But first, I need you to think real hard about that question. Do you have any enemies that would want revenge on you for something you've done in the past?
Rebecca? Don't tell me you.
Have you forgotten so much about me that you don't even recognize my face? If it was so easy to forget about me, imagine how long it'll take to forget about her.
I'm sorry I didn't recognize you by your new appearance, but I've been preoccupied with the murder of my wife, who you just happened to kill.
It's always such a temper with you.
Why?
I think you're making accusations that I only murdered your wife, which I will say is true, but you're forgetting the overall reason why I did this. It's payback for all the built-up emotions and self-hatred you caused because you just couldn't love me. The worst possible moment, our wedding day, you leave me. Standing there in front of my friends and family, humiliated as my maid of honor tells me that you left because you didn't love me as much as I loved you.
I told you time after time when we were engaged that I didn't love you. But every single day you guilt-tripped me with your speeches about how you couldn't live without me. Well, guess what? I didn't love you then. I don't love you now. I loved my wife, and that's why I left you at our wedding.
Ah, that is so you! Always running away from your problems and leaving everyone else to pick up the scattered pieces. I'm not stupid. I figured out why you left me. When I was feeling hurt and rejected, I saw the two of you in a restaurant window, having a lovely dinner date a month after you left me. You couldn't even say you were sorry. A letter, a text, a call, an email, any one of those would have sufficed.
I'm not gonna stand here and entertain the murder of my wife!
You're not going anywhere! Not this time, Gil. See, while you were having a nice time cuddled up to your wife, I planned. I waited. And I planned. Since I saw the two of you in that restaurant window, I began to plot my revenge on you. Day by day, I stalked you. Where you lived, where you worked, what time you worked, your conversations, your arguments, the holidays you spent with your family, all of it. With each day, I got angrier and angrier of your love for her. She didn't change you, you know. Now you walk around with your head held high, thinking karma can't come back to bite you, not realizing that karma was keeping a close eye. I stalked your wife. I sent that text message that made you work late into the evening. I carefully timed it so you would come back to find your wife lifeless on the floor. And I would revel in ruining your perfect little marriage, like you ruined mine when you left me at that altar. And most importantly, I killed your wife. I win. Remember how you said you highly doubt that anyone could murder your wife without leaving some sort of message or warning? Here's your message. Karma will always come back for you.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? The information you gave me, I'm gonna spend the rest of my days clearing my name, and will put you behind bars for what you did to my wife. You know, I used to be a terrible person, but I've changed.
I hope you have a nice time riding Gill, Mr. Wallace. It is long overdue.
Oh, hey, you're back. How'd it go? Did you get any new information?
Sadly, no, Mr. McLeod. He seems like the kind of person who could do something like this, but as you said, all the evidence leads to him. Maybe that'll teach him a lesson.
You're right. All the pain and trouble he's caused people, it's all catching back up to him. Anyways, let me document the paperwork, and I'm going to do another investigation of the house, and then we can close this case up for good. You've done a tremendous job keeping your head on strong, and mine wasn't. The position's going to be yours.
Thank you, Mr. McLeod. I look forward to it.
Oh, Shelly, before I leave, can I have the tape recorder back?
Tape recorder?
Yeah, the one I left on the table before we started the interview.
Have we met before? By chance?
I don't think we've had the pleasure.
So, Donald,